Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is FRC 2013 season and we're here at Istanbul Park for the European Grand Prix. Your commentator today is going to be Pro. Hopefully somebody else is going to join me in our virtual commentary booth, but for now let's remind ourselves of how today's grid looks like. So on the front row we have teammates at Red Bull in 2012. Now JTLC is still in Red Bull, while Aditi Bagus changed his team for Mercedes. P3 is Sabovic and P4 is Adam Hidayat. Behind him it is going to be his teammate Santino Andreoli, P6 Vucci Carmin, P7 is Jafari Blackwood with P8 Max Smittler. It was a bit of a confusing session. I'm talking about Q3 with all the drivers on the track. Of course it was my fault, but on P9 and P10 Erko Hanabusa and Fernando Tost. Jacob Holker is P11, Alex Luna is P12, P13 only is Daniel Fraser, hopefully he will do better in the race, and P14 is Rosetta Martinez. P15 Sametoskan, P16 Nicholas Johansson, P17 Andrew Paracelsus, P18 Rodrigo Jimenez, a very bad qualifying for him, P19 Benji Russian, P20 Hago Jakaza, and P21 and P22 are Livin Pasalik and Ryan Adam. So it seems like the race probably there is a chance of rain coming towards the end of the race. Probably it will start in the first half of the race, but let's see. About 50% chance of rain coming in the second half of the race. Five, four, three, two, one. And we go green for the European Grand Prix. It's a good start for both drivers from the front row, but Bakus will go down the inside into turn 1. Will it pay out for him? No, it actually won't. And here is Abovic having a good start, moving. Actually, he's still in third, just defending from Adam Hidayat. And now it's Luon on P10 and Toss on P11. It seems like there were no collisions in Sector 1, so let's keep going. The cleanest start I've ever seen in Turkey. Abovic is right at the back of Bagos, as the Russian's teammate JTLC is slightly building up already on the first lap of the race. Here they go, approaching the chicane of turn 9 and 10. And Abush stays on third. But now Hiddet will try to go around the outside. It is going to be very risky, but yeah, looks like he's already up in the third, and he'll try to overtake Bagus now. Into the last 3 corners they come, and Adam Hidayat is up into second position. And Abush is up in the third. Ooh, 3 positions lost for Bagus in just 2 corners, which is a disaster, and the Indonesian is down to 5th place. Abush will be now fighting for the 2nd position, as well as Bagus trying to get P4 at least, P4 back at least, and yep, no collisions, nothing. Very clean start we have today. So, for now there's 2 Torosos in the points, P9 and P10. Black with P8, then Smiller P7, P6 Santiandreoli, and even he is trying to overtake DT Bagus. Into turn 7, and yes, it is P5 for him. What a bad start it is for a DT Bagus, already 4 positions lost. Oh! Armin runs wide! Armin runs wide! He had all the chances to get the pole position yesterday after winning in Q1 and Q2, but now he ran wide, and oh, what a chaos it is! Almost 4 wide there! Oh! Oh my god, what's happened here? It's Alex Luan out of the race! So unfortunate for him. And it is Jacob Holliker as well. Oh, whoa, whoa. That was definitely a big one, but Armin keeps losing his positions, and now Max Mietler goes for a move on his teammate, and will he make it? Yes, he will. He's up to 6th place, and yes, Blackwood overtakes Wujik Armin as well. Looks like it's pretty easy to kill these tires, and looks like there is another yellow flag. Another yellow flag, and it is Dane Fraser and Haku Jakaza. And Benji Rushton as well. I was wrong about saying that it is the cleanest start of the race here in Turkey. So let's see what's happened here into turn 9. But first, what about Vucci Carmen and his mistake? Yeah, he was running on 4th after having a solid start. And now here he comes into turn 8. Clips the apex here, but yep, just running a bit wide and almost crashing into Santino Andreoli. Very close, very close. Then he slowed down this whole group of about 10 drivers. And this is what happened. Here's an onboard with Alex Luan, and was he hit from behind? Yeah, he definitely was. And then the second time by Jacob Horlicker. I think it was Daniel Fraser, yes, it was him. Using Jacob Horlicker as a ball for bowling, and yep. But who's the first driver to hit Alex Luan? It was another McLaren driver, it was Fernando Tost. Yeah. And Tost actually gets no damage. And now, the second incident. Here's a Fraser with no front wing and a damaged rear wing. He was already about to come into the pits. And yeah, he was losing so many positions, but what about these 3 drivers? It was Benji Rushton ramming into another British driver, and now it is Jakaza being hit by Daniel Fraser. But Akaza actually keeps running, and he doesn't have any damage, so he got lucky. Oh, where are you going? Please don't crash into the wall. Come on, we gave you a chance. Alright, let's continue. And now there's parcels on P10. And yeah, Jimenez qualified on P18 and now, because of all the chaos, he's on P12. And I think there are, yeah, 2 drivers in the pits. Erika Hanabusa 3.4 seconds pit stop and Raina Adams 7.5 seconds pit stop. And yeah, now we only have 70. Wait. Did something happen? Yeah, Blackwood locked up. Is very bad start for both Mercedes cars. And yeah, Blackwood is on P10 and Bagus is on P5. As both of them lost 3 positions. We have a close battle here between 2 Caterhams and 1 Williams. Probably Rodrigo Jimenez is in the battle as well, and he is the one defending the position. Yeah, Dealsley is already 3 seconds ahead of Adam Hidayat and his teammate Abovich as well. So, what about the pit stops? Let me see, I think... Yeah, I think it's going to be one pit stop strategy for some drivers. Because we have only 44 laps, and some drivers are beaten after lap 23, 24, so... Oh, and these are problems for Nicholas Johansson in his Williams, as his transmission is gone right on the main straight. And it's going to be another yellow flag. And now only 16 drivers in the race. Yeah. Oh, something happened to Smidler. Oh. He was on P6 and then he just spun around. And now this. If we had 2 Toro Rossos on P9 and P10 on first lap of the race, now it is Zaubers on P8 and P10 on lap 5. So Smithler is back in the race, but he's on P14. and he has a lot of job to do in this race. But knowing how fast he is in his Ferrari, I guess it's not going to be a problem for him to overtake Caterhams and some other cars like Force India and Sauber. But let's see. TLC starting lap 6 now. And what the gap is going to be? It is 3.4. And looks like TLC is not much faster than Hida yet. Is it a mistake from Gucci Carmen? It doesn't look so, but yeah, it's a pretty weird way to drive a car with his hands shaken. But okay, lap 7 already, and not that much is happening at the moment. Which is a classic FRC moment. Crazy start, then nothing happens, and all you have to do is just wait for the pit stops. Or probably for some rain, which is coming in about 10 or 15 minutes, as our weather report says. Smithers is already catching up to the Caterhams. The gap is 2.2 seconds. And he is improving on his personal best as well. So that means that his tires are actually not that bad. we might see Max Miller taking a lead in passing on lap 10 or 11. It was 2.5 2 laps ago, now it is 1.4. I guess Lippmann can already see a Ferrari in his mirrors. And also it doesn't look like there are so many clouds in the sky, so probably we'll have to wait for the rain a bit longer than we expected. Or probably there is going to be even no rain after all. Because rain in GP4 is a weird thing. You wait for it, it is here, then something goes wrong, and after raining for about 20 minutes, the track is still as dry as it was before. Max Miller can already use DRS, as he's less than a second behind Basilik. Goodman and Max are already pretty close, and now maybe there's going to be an overtake into turn 11. Probably using DRS and using slipstream for sure. Here comes Max Mietler, and he's already up on the B13, even before turn 13. So his next goal is Summit Toscan. But he's still not that far away. Just 9/10 of a second, it's a yellow flag and it's a DTO bounce. He just scored his first points last week at Bahrain, and now his race is getting worse and worse, and he's already outside the top 10. Yeah, it was another spin into turn 4. And what's happened here? Yeah, the same thing that happened to Max Mietler. And Vujikarmin could see this spin very well. And also had enough time to react and not to crash into the Mercedes. So now it is Bagus on P14 and Smittler is ready on P12. And Jimenez is on P10 as well. P9 Martinez. Blair is on P8 and he's going for move on Paracelsus into turns into turn 9, and he stays on p8. Side by side, but it's not going to work if you choose the outside line. And Jafar is still on p8. Smittler can't get any closer to Sametoskan. And we missed an overtake by Abovich on Adam Hidayat. So here we go, lap 10. Abovich dives in turn 9. Stay side by side with the Indonesian driver going into turn 10. Abovich had a better exit, and he already gets past Hidayat before turn 11. So it is a Red Bull 1-2. P3, P4 for Lotus, and it's not a P5, P6 for Ferrari. Smittler's trying to overtake Sametoskan now, into turn 9, just like Abovich did, but much earlier, and Smittler is already on P11. Doing a pretty good work so far. So the next driver ahead of Max Smittler is Rodrigo Jimenez. He's on P10, but he surely does not want to give this position to the Welshman so easily. Oh, and Paracels runs wide, and... oh, that's very dangerous, as he returns to the track right in front of his teammate Rosa Martinez. What's going to happen now into turn 3 and 4? Oh, it's going to be three-way battle for P8 now, and that's how Rodrigo Jimenez can gain 2 positions. Oh, and it's raining, ladies and gentlemen. It is raining. I can say that this kind of light rain can make the track wet, but let's see. And it surely got much darker in the skies. So will it be the same thing as in Malaysia, when it was raining for 15 minutes and nothing happened? Or we'll see some intermediate tires in action today? but the DRS is still enabled by the race direction. So let's see. Smithers is 3.7 seconds behind Jimenez, and it doesn't look like Rodriguez can overtake Martinez. And actually, just to mention, there still were no mandatory pit stops in this race, so some drivers might change to intermediates. It's just my theory, so I think the ones who pit earlier will stay on slicks, while drivers like Martinez and Smitler will go for intermediates. I think the rain got worse. And here comes Aditya Bagus, trying to make his first overtake after his mistake, but he can't even overtake Lupin Paslik on Caterham. The opportunity is wasted and he can't get any closer on this back straight. And it is not raining anymore, so Andrea locks up and he spins. Armin is up in 4th place now. What about Fernandos? Will he have enough time to overtake Santiandrello? And here he is. You already see the Lotus driver, and will he go for it into turn 9? Dives in or not? Oh, they collide! Toast loses his front wheel, and Blackwood is up into P5. Another driver is out in this race. First a mistake, now being hit by a McLaren. So Oscar will be on P10, it seems. Toast is in the pits. And will this pit stop be a mandatory one as well? Yes. So it is the first and only pit stop for Fernando Tost in this race, unless something bad happens to him, like it did just a few moments ago. 7 seconds lost as Fernando Tost had his tires changed, so we'll see his front wing replaced, and something happened to Abovic, and he is down to third again. Oh, and he ran wide into the final corner. Locked up. Probably it was a bit wet there after the rain, but this is it. Abovic's P3 is, sorry, P2 is gone. But he'll definitely try to get this position back into the final 3 corners of this circuit. No, he stays on P3, never mind. Bagus, don't overtake during the yellow flags. And green flag. Abovic goes for the move and stays on P3. Again, it's difficult for him to take Lotus. And yeah, some drivers are already coming into the pits on lap 19. The first driver is going to be Vucci Carmen. So it is a 1 pit stop race indeed. Any more drivers? Yes, Blackwood is pitting, Paracelsus is pitting, Jimenez is pitting, and Abovic trying to take hit again. It's gonna be very close. Abovic is on the outside, so Hired has an advantage, and he stays on P2 as Abovic will try to overtake in the turn 11 flat out, but it doesn't work. Still using DRS and the slipstream. Another opportunity for the Russian. No. Armin's in the pits now. And yeah, Abovic will be on P3. And Armin 13.2, but it makes sense because now he has 30, actually 28 liters of fuel. What about Jeffrey Blackwood? 12.5. Nowadays Andrew Parcells, next to complete his pit stop, 12.6, and Rodrigo Jimenez, 12.7. So Armin's on P9, then Blackwood P11, Parcells P13, and Jimenez on P14. The next drivers coming in are Jake Tilsley and Apovic is going to be a double pizza for Red Bull. It's going to be very risky, but still Hired is going to be in the lead of the race now. Will the double pit stop for Red Bull go well? We can already see Apovic on the pit lane, and yes, it is not going to be enough time for the Red Bull pit crew to prepare for another driver in the pits. So it is Martinez on P2 now. And Tails is on P3 after his pit stop. Hidet is beaten, Martinez is beaten, Oscar is beaten, Bagus is beaten, then Hannibal is staying out, I think. But he had 31 seconds. 20 seconds slower than a regular pit stop today. Because it usually takes 12, 13 seconds. But 31 is a disaster. And now Abovic is on P14, fighting Rain Adam on HRT. Brilliant. Now this Hidayat, I think he's already told about what's happened in Red Bull, and Hidayat will be on P2. 13 speeds as well, yeah, Tils is going to be on first, and Smeedler actually stays out. Smeedler actually stays out and he'll be fighting Tilsley on the next lap. .6 for Hidayat. Yes, Smeedler is beaten now. Martinez on the pit lane. This photographer is trying his best to take the best picture. Yeah. Oscar 12.6. So no more rain. Or we'll have to wait for a bit longer. Max Meter was unable to overtake JTLC, so he pits. And Paslik is coming in as well, and probably that it costed Hidayat some time, yeah. Opened well, but Max Miller is being held up by Erika Hanebusa. And will Smithler be in top 10? Yes, he will be. He's on P10, and right behind Abovich he is. Paslik is on P13, right in front of Samitovskan, and looks like undercut worked well for him. So that's it for the pit stops in today's race. And yeah, looks like it's going to be another win for Jake Tealsley, who is already leading the championship by 25 points. And I think it's going to be his second win in a row, as he won at here as well. And what about the fastest lap? For now, Jake Teasley has the fastest lap of 129.495. I don't think anyone will manage to have a better lap in this race. It's a yellow flag and Hidayat spins and he's down to 3rd place. Yeah, nothing to see here, just the usual spin. Woody Carmen is on 2nd position now. And these might be some important points for him in the championship. He's running 4th there at the moment. with 49 points, and in front of him are Jafar Blackwood with 55, Adam Hidden with 60, and Jake Tinsley with 85 points. Considering that Hidayat is now on 3rd and Blackwood is on 4th, he's going to gain 3 points on Hidayat and 6 points on Blackwood. And so, looks like he'll be tied on points with Jafari, and it is a yellow flag and Lidman Pasalik is out of the race. He had his minute of glory when he was on P2, but now it's all over and he collided with his own teammate, which is even worse, as Sami Toscan will have to pit. How could this happen? Luckily, not both of them retired, but just one driver. So Hayabusa will be up into P13 now, and Smear is fighting Jimenez now. So it will be interesting to see if Max Miller succeeds in his chase for some big points today, and yeah, after his mistake, Max Miller is already in top 10, but he surely wants more points. So Adam is in Adam is in the pits. Just happened to... Alright, he had no fuel. So... .6 seconds for Ryan. And... Sami Toscan is in the pits now. 7 seconds. Martinez locks up. Finally some action on the track, but yeah. Martinez lost a bit of time after this lockup, and now a boat should be right on his back. Smith also cannot overtake Rodrigo Jimenez, and if he at least tried to different the inside into this corner and on the previous lap, now the gap is getting bigger, and now it is 0.6 of a second. And Max Miller finally overtakes Rodrigo Jimenez. But the next problem for Rodrigo is going to be Aditya Bagos, who is on P11 now. And JTS Lee crosses the finish line for 30th time in this race, and that means that it is 15 laps to go. He's already 15 seconds in front of Fujikarmian. Bagos will try to get points for the second race in a row. And as I said that, he locks up.
Bugs is now 1.2 seconds behind.
Humans. And probably Abovich will overtake Martinez for P7, but who knows? As even the top team's drivers struggling to overtake other cars. Like Sauber, even Caterham, or Cindy as well. Or is it just so difficult to overtake here? But of course it's much easier to crash than to overtake another driver. Oh, Hayabusa! Yep. Let's see, another mistake into turn 8. about short to cross at Martinez. And yeah, just an easy move from the inside. But it's not that easy actually. So let's continue. Always if something happens to a Polish, it's not shown live. It's not shown live, only on the replay. Teasley still running first, 14 seconds in front of Armin and 16 and 17 in front of Hidayat. Blackwood is on 4th, then Toast 5th, then Parcels 6th probably. There's gonna be a fight between these two, then Abouch P7, Martins P8, Smith P9, Jimenez P10. Right behind him is GT Bugs on P11, just half a second behind the first Indian driver. P12 Ferg Hanems, who just made a mistake, and P13 is Adam, P14 Sam Toscan. And it seems like Sam Toscan is about to be overtaken by Jack Teasley. So the Caterham driver is going to be lapped. Ten laps to go, and still nothing happens. Yeah, there are some rare overtakes once in 5-6 laps, but it's not enough to make this race exciting. Mew had a massive crash on lap 3, I guess. But it only reduced the number of drivers competing in this race. Bagos still less than a second behind Rodrigo Jimenez. If Rodrigo stays on P10, it's going to be a great comeback for him. If Bagos gets this P10, then it's going to be the second time in a row he scores points. Which is weird, as Bagos is driving a Mercedes. For some reason, he only has one podium in this season, and only 19 points. Here they go into probably the most dangerous corner in this track. It is turn 8, Now it is completed and Bagus dives in into turn 9. Smith overtakes Martinez and Bagus overtakes Rodrigo Jimenez. What's happened to Martinez though? Actually, there was no collision, just an overtake by Max Smittler. And yes, here is JTC. Semidokan already knows that the Ferrari driver is right behind him. And marshals are waving blue flags for the Gitram driver to notify him and tell him get out of the way. The race leader is approaching. Oh, a boy just right at the back of Paracelsus, fighting for P6. Yeah, nothing happened. Maybe Apo should try one more time. Into turn 1. No. And Apo goes around the outside. And so he is still on P7. Turn 7. Now turn 8. And Abosh is going for it. He has the inside line and the overtake is complete. Is it? Yes it is. Abosh is on P6. But now it is Max Mietler chasing Parcels for P7. The only real spot on the track to make an overtake is actually turn 9. So it's pointless to dive bomb another driver in any other place on this track. And yes, Samitoskan already got lapped by JTLC. no! Smealer can't overtake the Paracelsus. And now into turn 12. Max Smealer! And he's done it, he's up to P7. And yeah, it is P8 and P9 at the moment for Zauber. Parcels might have finished on P6 if not Abovich and Smealer, but now he's fighting his own team with Resident Martinez. Rosetta is on P11 in the championship after the Bahrain Grand Prix, as he has 12 points, and Andrew Paracelsus is not doing very good. He has only 1 point after first 5 races. Lap 40 out of 44, and it is 5 laps to go. We're expecting some rain. It started in the first half of the race, but it lasted just 5 minutes. And now the track is dry as nothing happened. As well as there is no sign of upcoming rain in the skies. There are just a few clouds there. And here's Jay Tilsley. And Abush is already trying to take Fernando Tost. He lost a bit of time into this long turn 8. So let's see what's going to happen. Earlier, Abovich overtakes Tost, Smealer overtakes Abovich, or nothing's going to happen until the end of the race. We have just 4 laps remaining. And those will be fighting for this P5. We can see the race progression on the left side of our screen, and Paracelsus has 9 positions gained, 8 positions lost by DTO Bagos, who started from the front row, but now he's on P10. 4 positions gained by Ferrantos, who is right now on our screens. 4 positions gained by Armin, who is on P2. 1 position gained by Hidayat, 3 by Blackwood, 1 by Smealer, and 5 by Martinez. Abovich lost 3 positions from the start of the race, and it is Rodrigo Jimenez. He was so close to finishing in points, but now his Mercedes engine, just blew up on the final 4 laps of the race. It's very unfortunate for him, and he is out. Meanwhile, Jack Teasley starts lap 42, and there are only 3 laps to go. Avouch goes for the move already, and he is through. He's up at b5. But for how long? Here's Fernando toast. Fernando decides not to risk it all, and he didn't try to outbreak Abovich. Green flag already on sector 1. After the retirement of Rodrigo Jimenez. Now Max Smither will be trying to overtake Fernando Tost. Two laps to go. Yeah, Fernando is just trying to bring the car home. And everything he has to do is to finish the race. I don't think he really needs to risk it all. P7 is still a good position at the end of the race. Fernando is P12 in the championship, he has 12 points. And his teammate Daniel Fraser has 19 and he's on P10. So if Fernando actually stays on P6, then he might overtake Daniel in the championship. But still, it's going to be very difficult to do it, as Max Miedler is trying to overtake Fernando's already on these final 2 laps of the race. Very objectively, here he is, coming down the final corner and he starts the final lap of this 2013 European Grand Prix. Back to the action in the battle for 6th place. Max Miedler, is it going to be an overtake or not? Approaching turn 9 very rapidly, and yes, he is up into P6. What about Bagos? Let's don't forget about him as well, as... No, he didn't overtake Reset Martinez, probably he did that earlier, but now he's chasing Andrew Paracelsus. He has one more lap to move up into P8. Or he will make the move now. Ooh, they collide! And the DTO Bagos will have no points at the end of this race. How unfortunate and how stupid it was. Paracelsus meanwhile stays on P8 with no damage. But probably there is going to be a slow puncture, but who knows. For now he's doing really good, and Bagos, ay, might even be overtaken by Eriko Hanebusa, who knows. But the gap is quite big, and I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, you can see the condition of Aditya's front wing. It's completely gone, it's demolished, it's sent to Brazil. But here is Jake Dalesley, who dominated this race. He won at Australia, he won in Bahrain, and it's going to be his second win in a row. Jay Dilsley wins the 2013 European Grand Prix at Istanbul Park. Wuji Karmin finishes the race on second position, and Adam Hidayat comes home to get third place. P4 for Blackwood, P5 Apolovich, P6 Smitler, and P7 Fernandez also had a good race today. P8 Parcells, P9 Martinez, but who is going to get P10? Rico Hanebusa having a good exit out of turn 8. Will it be enough time for Bagus to finish the race on P10, or will there be some penalties? Let's see. The gap is 4.9, 4.9. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough for Eric Hanebusa. But still, let's don't forget that 5-second time penalty is possible for Aditya Bagus. And yeah, Bagus comes out the final corner and gets P2nd in the unofficial European Grand Prix results. Hanebusa finishes the race on P11, but will she be classified on P10? This is the question. And P12 for Ray and Adam. Congratulations to Jake Dilsley, who will be listening to the national anthems of the United Kingdom and Austria for the second weekend in a row. Now let's see who did not finish the race. It is Rodrigo Jimenez on P13, whose engine just blew up. P15 Ludmil Pasalik, P16 Andreoli, P17 Johansson, then Agaza on P18, P19 Fraser, then Russian Holker and Loan. And the fastest lap, of course, goes to Jake Dilsley, 1:29.495. And now, the national anthems. So this is the race over. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow for the qualifying of the Spanish Grand Prix, as we have 2 races this week. I wish you a good afternoon, good evening or good night, and see you tomorrow.